Hi, welcome to Civil Connection channel. Now we are going to see about StatPro, analysis of a steel truss. Before going to this concept, if you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. If you like this video, you can give the thumbs up. So here we are going to see about the StatPro, a steel truss. So before going to the steel truss, I shall give an explanation. Here you'll be having a truss. Truss consists of top chord, bottom chord, and you'll be having strut members. Okay, here you'll be having two supports, that is eave. Here the two supports, one should be a roller and the other it should be a hinged. In modeling in StatPro, it should be the concept. Okay, here I will be taking a problem. It is in Design of Steel Structures book, Bhaviketti author. The problem it is 12.4. Okay, here they have modeled a fan truss. Here there is a span is 15 meter and the height of this rise of the truss it is 3 meter. They have also analyzed the same in the StatPro and they got the result in this concept. So they are going to analyze the same. Another, many of the students do not know how to apply the load in the truss. Mostly they feel that we'll be providing a sheet above this truss, so the load will be transferred directly as a load, that is a UDL load from the sheets. It is an blunder mistake that they commit because usually whenever we if you go to a practical consideration, a sheet will be connected by a pin. That pins will be provided in the purlins. So mostly the truss, in the truss, that truss will be connected by purlins. Okay, so the purlin will be attached at this points. There is here will be having connection points. These joints will be providing some purlins. This purlins will transfer the load to the truss. Okay, so whenever we model a combined model of a truss, we need to transfer the load of sheet to the purlin, and purlin will transfer the load to the truss through the points. Certain points will be there, that is joints. We'll be having joints here. These joints will be transferring the load to the truss. So mostly this joints will transfer the joint nodal loads. Okay, if you are modeling purlins, so you need to transfer the load to the purlin. Okay, so I shall model in this. I shall model only the truss here, only a single truss, and how to apply the load, and further I shall model a complete truss model including purlin in the further video. Okay, this I shall take the purlin, sorry, there is truss, the same truss, and here the same load, that is dead load, live load, and one more will be wind load. So wind load will be acting local to the member. Okay, so we shall calculate it. So first I shall model the truss. So for that I need to create a truss. Here everything is in meter. meter, and one more node, it is 3 meter at a distance of 7.5. Now I shall join all the points. Here you can see this model. This caudal member, it is divided into 6 parts. Okay, here it is 6 parts. Here it is again, it is also divided into 6 parts. So I shall divide it. It is of equal parts. So member, insert node, it is add midpoints, add endpoints. So endpoints means it is joints, so you can count it 1 2 3 4 and 5 nodes in the middle. So I shall add 5, add endpoints, give OK. So I got 6 nodes. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 members. Similarly divide this into 6. Sorry, 5. Okay, now I shall draw the beams. And this is a wrong connection, so I shall remove it. Before that I shall draw this. Okay, I shall remove it first. This here, and then from here, here, and you can see this drawing. Another here, it is divided into this member is divided into 2, and then again the same procedure. So I shall divide this. Insert node, proportion 0.5, divided, and then again I am going to draw this here. Similarly from here to here, then others. Okay, I completed the modeling. Now next general property. So property, it's mostly of L angle. So here we are going to see only the analysis. So you can choose any member. So I shall choose from section database. From section database, here number, that is first yes, it is the I section, and then you can go for the rest for Indian. Then this is also I section, but it's not specified as per our conditions, so we shall choose mostly this. These are the I sections we use in our steel tables. Then channel section, then angle section. Mostly truss would be of modeled mostly in angle sections, so I shall choose the angle sections. I shall choose. So we need to change the angles for each. For top chord maybe higher values, top chord and bottom chord maybe higher sections, and middle struts can be reduced. So I shall choose here 75. So 70 45 10, then 55 10, or 55 can reduce this. Equal angle section can be reduced. Okay, 50, 50, 36, another 30, 25. Okay, so design can be checked later. First we shall just I am going to give the trial for these sections. So this bottom chord I shall choose the left side view. This is for 70. Okay, assign. Then this inclined members, are 50. Okay, this also can be as 70, and others remaining members, that is I shall select by missing attributes, and here I shall give 30. So this is rough. I haven't chosen from any book, or I haven't chosen from as per standards. Just I am choosing as a rough, as analysis can be done. With the analysis, after completing the analysis, we need to design. So I shall just show how to analyze this truss here. First I have a modeled and property has been given. So next is support. So create support. One is pinned, and other it is fixed butt. So I shall release everything except Y. Okay, one it is pinned, I shall here given it is pinned. Another here it is fixed butt. Okay, because we know one it is roller and another it is hinged. I have given one, this is as hinged support and this is as a roller support. Now we need to give the loads. Before that I shall give one more thing. Here I shall move this, copy this reference point this and place it here. One second, what is the reason I am choosing here? It is that we know in this book we have given this that is length of this extra member, it is 0.45 it is given. So I have chosen this. Okay, now I shall remove this remaining length. This length it is 0.45. Add new point. Okay, so if we choose, this is wrong, so we shall choose 1.3. so you need to calculate and you need to divide it. Okay, it is 1.345. So in this 0.45 if it is reduced, so remaining 0.9 I shall just place it as this point, add new point, given it as OK. So if I get this is value, then I shall remove this beam. Similarly I shall copy this, I shall place this. Okay, assigned. Now I shall divide this node. Okay, So property will be missing for this, so it is R2, it is assigned here. Okay, support we have given. Now we need to create the load. I shall create the load cases: dead load, add, then live load, another it is wind load, WL, and I have added everything. Now we need to specify everything, that is dead load and live load, everything in the nodal loads. So dead load, it is you need to give us Fy. So what is the load? They have calculated. We need to calculate this nodal values, everything manually. You can't directly give in the StatPro. It is 2.214. It is dead load. It seems. One second. We shall check it here. Loads. It is dead load. Dead load calculation. For dead load, it is 2.214, and in the end it is 1.476. 2. Minus, because it is y direction, it is opposite to the axis, so it is 2.214. I have added. Another it is 1.7, sorry, 476. I shall add it and I shall close. This is for dead load. Where it is applied, see here up to the center points, everything it is, and then eve nodes alone it is 1.476. Okay. Now I have given the dead load. We can check this values, we can update here itself. So here it is loads and labels. Here the label can be written here. So load values, if you click it here, give apply, and you need to reduce the scale of this load. So it is a point load, so point force you can it is kilonewton per meter. So kilonewton per meter, it can be increased as 1. So apply. So see here the values what we have applied, it is showed in the diagram. Okay. Similarly live load. So live load we have to calculate, that is what is given in the live load. It is 2.776 and 1.85. So add, it is also nodal load, it is minus 2.776, another it is minus 1.850. So 1.85. Now I shall provide in the same concept, assign to selected nodes. The load, that is dead load and live load, has been applied. Now we need to change the, that is you need to apply wind load. So wind load, it is also nodal. It should also be applied as a vertical, that is vertical load, that is y direction load, and it should be applied upwards, as it is a threshold, that is upthrust load. Wind usually blows above the roof, but when it comes below this building, it will be having an upthrust. Okay, that is inside pressure, inside the building the pressure will be higher. So we are providing upward direction stresses. That is, stresses or forces, everything will be upwards. So that the roofs will be at high stress when heavy load is heavy wind is blown. Wind load varies here by leeward direction and windward direction. In windward direction, it will be higher compared to leeward direction. So we need to give these loads. Okay, in the windward direction, it is 6.76 in the eve point and 10.11. Okay, so I shall give 6. Added nodal load, same nodal load, but here will be giving in opposite direction, that is axis direction. So 6.76 and other it is 10.11. In the vertex point it will be variation 5.055, 5.055, and another it is 4 point something, 4.415, 4.415, and other it is 8.83, and one more load it is there, it is 5.9. So I have added all the loads. Now I need to assign this load to the nodes. So I shall assign. Here I have again I shall change the scale, because previously we have chosen 1. So 1 it is higher for wind load. So here I shall choose it as 5 or 10. It will be more comfortable. Okay. Sorry. Now we can see the display of the loads. Okay. Now we have given property load, we have assigned. There is not record of load combination, because they have given different values. There is forces in the members. They have separately they have given the values. So I have been validating this. So let it be as such. Okay. Now we have given loading, and we need to analyze it. So just perform analysis, close, and you can run the analysis. So there is no error. Warning may be, because the sections may be rotated, need to be rotated. Okay. So we can see this. We can go to post processing and we can check the loads. So for steel members we need to check the deflection. For concrete members there is no record of checking the deflection, but we need to check the deflection for steel members. Okay. So before that we shall see whether they have given the reaction values. So they have specified it as RA or B, but there is no reaction values. Given only the loads. Okay. Now we shall directly check the group 1. That is group 1 means it is nothing but the stop values. Okay, this group 1 it is the stop chord values. Then group 2 it is bottom chord values, it is specified here, bottom chord values. Then group 3, these two members are group 3, you can check it. Okay, sorry, group 4 it is inclined members, similarly 27, 24. Okay, these two members, this two member it is group 3, and group 4 it is these two members, this 22 and 34. See here. Then group 5, 23, 32, 31, sorry, 21 and 25. That is these two long members. These two long members are group 4, sorry, group 5. Group 5, and remaining members are group 6. Okay, we shall check the same here. We need to select the members and we can check the result of the values. Okay, here I shall get beam end forces. We need the axial force, because they have calculated only the axial force here. The force is in the member in kilonewton, so it is compression or tension will be specified, right? So it is beam end forces, so I shall take the axial force here. Okay, now I don't know the members. What are the members? We do not know, so you just press shift B. So we know, now we can get the beam numbers. So for second member you have an axial force of 144. Okay, shear force values and moment, etc. So it is in, we shall check here, it is for combined values. Okay, so if you need for separate values, we need to verify here. This way you can check the values. Axial load, this is for axial load, this is for shear force values. Okay, so you can get the axial values at the end. So here for second member it is 32 something, 32. Okay, so this is here it shows two colors, one it is compression and another it is tension. So this brown color denotes the compression members. Brown color shows the compression members. I shall show it in front view. This shows the compression member. This shows the tension member. This blue color shows the tension members. So values are in tension. Okay. Here compression values will be given in positive and tension values will be given in negative. You can check here. I shall zoom it. So in the member for first one, that is second member, it is 32.7 for dead load. See here, 32.7. Then for wind load, we can check for wind load, it is 41.05, 41.0. It is approximately similar. So here in wind load, what are the members we have considered as compression? Here becomes tension member. Okay, so it will be approximately 133. Here you can see this value 133. So I couldn't if you need to check for separate members, I shall choose a single member and view it. Okay, it's not 144, it is 133. In the whole section, when I view as a whole member, I could get only 123. See here, if I zoom it, it is only 133, it is not 143. It is 133 only. 133 or 140, 134, it is not 144. Okay, 133 it is the accurate value. For each and every values you can zoom it. Okay, if you zoom and check the values, it will be varying. You can verify each and every values here in this way. So here you can check here, these two are compression, we have already verified. Similarly, this value, it is tension. Here it is in this goes tension. Okay, this is the concept here. Thank you. If you like this video, you can give the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe it, and you can share with your friends. Thank you.